Hi everybody, it's Amalia again, back with Mission Lamp during this wild coronavirus quarantine, which needs a video all of its own, but I personally feel like there's spiritual reason that this is happening. And part of that, I think, is to come into our, we have all this time to really come into our own priorities and centers without all the normal push of the world. And so anyways, that can be saved for later. But for now, amidst all this, I know, one movement that started, which I love and I hope continues to grow, is gardening. I know a lot of people are concerned, rightfully so, about potential food shortages. And with all this extra time on their hands, more people are gardening and, returning to growing our own food off the land where we live. And I think that that's a very beautiful process. But in addition to that, there are many delicious wild edible weeds that are just growing where you live, I promise. And I wanted to introduce you to some of these because it means you can get some incredible nutrients and connection with the land by just receiving and enjoying her exactly as she is and exactly what she is naturally offering to you that you previously thought was just a weed. So, to begin, I want to introduce you, I thought I could flip this, but I don't know how, but hopefully this works. I want to introduce you to the wonderful plant, Spring Beauty. She is this gorgeous flower, and I hope you can see her everywhere. I just realized this is going to look really weird on your screen. Oh God, this is a mess. Okay, I'm going to go like this. Forgive me. So, this is Spring Beauty. Can you see her beautiful pink petals? She's got 5 petals, and her leaves, hi! And she just loves to pop up. This area is kind of muddy. It gets pretty wet, but it's also in the sunshine, and she loves that. She loves that mix, from what I can tell, of wet and sunshine together. And yeah, the whole plant is edible. So you can tell she's got those 5 pinkish white leaves, and then her petals, and her leaves look like grass. They kind of look like long green grassy leaves. And she's very delicious. She's got a little bit, you have to taste her to really understand, but she is very delicious. So, next we have, and I'll just go like this really quick. I hope you can see. She's everywhere. She's rich in vitamin A and C. Okay, so moving on. Oh, that's a good idea. I just had a good idea. I should have thought of this earlier. But to make it easier. Okay, so here she is. She's got green leaf-looking leaves, and her flowers, there are 5, and she's just beautiful. So eat her if you find her, with love. I always like to thank the plants. So moving on. Next, thank you, Spring Beauties. Next is the wonderful onion grass. We are very blessed at my home that this entire patch has just popped up entirely on its own. There's a ton of it, like going all the way over here, and I'm just feeling so blessed because we didn't have to grow any of this with any effort. It's literally just here. So I'm sure you already know onion grass looks like chives. It's nice to harvest it not all the way down so that it can continue to grow, but you can see it's just hollow on the inside and pokey, and it grows in patches. So a bunch of it all together, and the animals love this as well. And it takes, you know, it's got quite the kick. It's very delicious. And let's see, I believe onion grass is like high in vitamin K and vitamin C, I believe. And the land really, when you come out and receive and appreciate what's already there, I feel like it makes the land so happy, and I feel like it grows even more from that, you know, from us receiving her. And I do feel like that is, you know, part of this Corona message is to really become aware of and counting the blessings that we already have and cultivating and tending to those things and those that we care about, you know, all of our loved ones who maybe we're in better contact with now from this. I do feel like the world is constantly trying to push forward and create more and get more and do more and bake more and be more. And it's like, it's not, you know, we can't keep pushing forward when, one, it's not really working for the environment and for people, many vulnerable people who are coming forward now. We're seeing that. How can we keep doing more, creating more when, you know, when so many are already vulnerable? And within our own lives, how can we keep pushing forward when we're not, you know, really appreciating and receiving what's right in front of us and what really matters most? So, if anything, that's definitely what I've been receiving from the earth about this virus and this situation. It's like, we need to contemplate. I will move on to the next wonderful plant. Thank you, chives. You are so cool. So next, I'm sure you know this plant well already, but it's violet. Now, I don't know if you all know this, but violet, for sure the white and purple, don't eat the yellows, but she is just a gorgeous heart. For me, violet is just, in this time, she is very good for just soothing the heart. Sometimes people put her into salves because she's got this mucusy aspect to her, but to me that just means she's very soothing for the heart. And you can see her leaves are shaped like a heart, and that's sometimes a sign with, you know, herbs. You can tell how they help from their appearance. So if your heart is hurting, find some violet. She will help you. And if you notice her little edges, you can see they're kind of, you know, they poke a little bit like that. That's how you can define her. Just growing right near the ground, and her flowers are very beautiful. They almost look like little orchids. And both leaves and flowers are edible. And I know some people even make delicious, like, frozen candied violet flowers. So if you want to experiment, but, you know, just put her in a wonderful salad. And anytime I harvest these plants, I'm always, you know, really doing so with gratitude for their being. May I harvest you? Thank So I will continue. Yep. Even just being near the plants and touching them and just, associating with nature in that way. I think remembering that, these are conscious friends that have gifts that can really help us in this time is just so helpful. So, thank you, beautiful. If you can see, she's very curly. Okay. They're so gorgeous. And they really will respond to our appreciation. It's amazing. I think plants really, when you appreciate a plant, it really does grow more. So, okay, on that note, the note of plants helping us through this time, the next plant I want to share with you, which I'm sure you also already know, is Dandelion. Can you see her? Oh God. So, this is so hard to see. Oh Lord. Okay, I'll just pick her. It's okay. She says it's okay for this video purpose. So Dandelion, of course, is growing with lots of leaves out from the base. You can't miss her. Or him. Dandelion, I really feel, is just not exactly with gender. It's just bright, joyful being. It's just is. Violet is definitely female. Spring Beauty is female, but onion grass is more male to me. But Dandelion just is. It's the light. And yeah, if you want to just bring, also just has a bunch of different nutrients. The leaves and the flowers are edible. It's just packed with different stuff, all the vitamins and phosphorus, folate, potassium, I meant. Anyways. So, but on a spiritual level, Dandelion is really good for, let me just show you the base leaf. So yeah, you can see they all grow, they grow out of the base. Sometimes they just all grow like around in a circle out of the base. And the roots of Dandelion are also edible. And I just find that this plant is very good for grounding and also kind of becoming receiving optimism again and cheerfulness. You can make, the leaves are really good in salad or cooked, and then the flowers you can make really delicious dandelion fritters where you just cover them in egg and flour and fry them, and they're really wonderful, or just put them in salads. I don't think a lot of people know that the flowers are also edible. And not only that, the roots make an incredible tea, especially if you dig up the roots and roast them. And it's a tea that is detoxifying and good for digestion. And more than that, on the spiritual level, it's kind of it can help us really process the situation that's going on right now, to digest and integrate and ground and detoxify all the emotions that, are tumbling around. Dandelion can really just on so many different levels be a very powerful helper for the cheer, for the processing, for the grounding. So even if it's not your thing to dig, go buy some dandelion tea and drink it at least once a week, because it will really, or more, she will very much help us right now. What, are you also a she? Maybe it just depends on the moment. dun, dun, dun. Okay. Oh, hey, look, I'm gonna stop this video and continue in a next one for anyone who wants to meet a few more plants.